chug that. Oh, we're live. All right. Good evening, literally nobody. It always starts that way. It always
That's
starts.
okay. Somebody will pop in, I'm sure.
They'll trickle in. They'll trickle in over time. Uh, I wanted to open with something. I've been doing Sober October.
That's right.
Yeah.
October.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a little something I heard, from Joe Rogan, just like, why not do it,
Hmm.
helps you gauge whether or not you actually have some kind of a problem. And also it's just a nice way to refresh,
Yeah, it's
stop.
like a cleanse.
Yeah, a little, not, like, but nothing hardcore. But just, I found that the times that I have done it, or was it only the one time? I didn't make it last year. It doesn't matter. Uh, what uh, I lead up to Christmas, the Christmas season. Oh, Peter Biker, he's someone, damn it. Yeah, fuck. So welcome. Thanks for being here so punctually, Weber. I'll be late to my own funeral. Uh, welcome, Peter. And so I've been doing the Sober October. I find that once it's done, my tolerance drops dramatically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're blinking in and out there as you check on the.
I was looking at the comments. It's weird because I'm doing it on my iPad, so it's a little bit funky. Not like doing it on my laptop.
It's okay. At
Uh,
least it doesn't kick you right out, right?
no,
That's
exactly.
good.
Yeah, I'm in Montreal tonight. Montreal this weekend for a family obligation. So that's why my surroundings look differently from when you guys normally see me. Your
Yeah.
surroundings look slightly different too, Irving. I see your flag has had a change.
See, like, this is actually, we'll circle back to the Sober October thing. Yeah, it's I'm just flying the flag, the Keck flag, because I can't bring myself to do it. I can't fly the maple leaf. I can't wear my Captain Canuck stuff. I can't wear my Olympics hoodie. Right? You've just got yourself a new maple leaf hat. I'm glad for you. I'm glad you still have that hope and faith in this fucking shithole. Because I no
Yeah,
longer do.
look, I love my country. I am disappointed that so many of my countrymen don't see a problem with what's going on here right now. And I'm hoping that ultimately they wake up and it's not too late.
And
And
I read something.
the only thing I can think to do is to try and wake people up. But most people I talk to are like, "Oh, well, what are you gonna do?" I'm like, "Speak out against it. I don't know. Take a stand. That would be probably the minimum you should do. Take a stand while you still can. How about that?"
And I read something that struck me right here. Uh, I'm homesick for a place I'm no longer sure ever really existed. I don't know I've ever lived in a free country, and it's
I
it's just
think
the tapestry's been torn away for me. That's all. The illusion's gone.
I think the I think we were kind of raised on a lie that Canada is like the US in that it's as free, but people are more reasonable here, and it doesn't have the conflict that the US has. Um, I think it's less free. I think there's just as much conflict, but we're more polite about it. And I think that we've abdicated any responsibility for our own freedom. And I think this is. I don't think we're unique in this respect. I mean, you look at any of the Commonwealth countries, any Western nations, they've all sort of gone down this path. Right? Since the end of World War II, when we thought, okay, never again that we were going to have, peace in our lifetime and we were going to engage in these giant wars ever again. And then we had, half a century or more of prosperity and people growing soft and people taking for granted their freedoms because we had this sort of global arrangement between NATO countries and the winners of the Second World War, that they were going to police the entire world for any despots that would in the making, and deal with them like quickly. Never mind that they enrich themselves every time someone rattled a saber. And so we got used to that, right? We got used to the idea that we don't have to worry about despots anymore. We don't have to worry about genocides coming to our country. We don't have to worry about totalitarianism coming to our country. And we slowly let totalitarianism just sort of creep its way in. And because the people who were given the responsibility of making sure we were safe and free, they became corrupted by their own power. They became corrupted by the enrichment that they received by going through this. And now we've got out and out global communists saying this is how we're going to change the world, and everybody seems to be either on board or they don't believe it. Just like 18 months ago, they didn't believe that we'd ever get to a point where we were living in a dictatorship. That, oh well, these are just temporary measures; they'll go away at some point. And now anybody I ask, people who are for or against the mandates, the vaccine passport, and like that, they're all resigned themselves, saying, oh, I guess it's never going to change. I doubt it will ever change. Yet they're not incensed about it. They just accepted it.
They're so fucking blasé. Like, hey, Costin, how are you?
Hey, Cost, good to see you. It's because freedom's hard, Irving. I keep saying that freedom's hard. It's messy, but it's worth it. And people just, I guess they think it's more work than it's worth. I don't know.
I've been talking to some of my neighbors, and they recognize the problem, but like, yeah, that blasé. Oh well, I guess masks are here to stay. It's never going back to the way it was. It's like, it's only because you keep agreeing.
Right.
It's only because
why? Just stop wearing the mask. If you stop wearing the mask, what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to ask you to put a mask on or leave. If enough people show up to places, stop wearing masks, they'll stop asking people to wear masks.
Yeah, probably.
Right? Because like I talked about that in a past stream. I was saying, we should do like a flash mob where everybody goes into a Costco or goes into a Walmart. You're all wearing your masks, and then at 2:13 p.m. you take off your mask. Everybody involved in the flash mob. And if there's enough people walking around without masks on, more people will just go, oh, I guess we don't have to wear masks anymore. And some people will take them off. Some people will keep them on. Some people will freak out. And then you can say, well, look, there's like 6 other people here walking around without masks on. I thought it was new policy. Well, no, it's not policy. Well, you going to make us all leave? Are you going to make us all put masks on? Do you want our dollars or not? And if it becomes a critical mass, then eventually these companies will start to say, maybe it's time to retire this mask thing. We're at herd immunity levels now in terms of vaccination in Ontario. Is it really necessary at this point? Anybody who's really at risk, they should be wearing a mask, or they should be avoiding going out. Most everybody else is either vaccinated or has natural immunity at this point. Yeah. So if you're really concerned about getting sick, maybe stay away from big crowded places like Walmart and Costco.
I know, right? Fuck.
So anyway.
Oh, I circle back to Sober October. Tolerance.
Sorry, I derailed your live stream.
It's fine. Happens all the time.
I know. I'm a bit of a prick in that sense.
No. God, I drink till I'm retarded, pour fucking liquor all over my own stream and light it on fire, burn the whole thing down. Don't worry about it. But yeah, my tolerance drops real nice, just in time for my birthday and Christmas and New Year's, right? So it actually can save me some money for a period of time as well. But I threw out a tweet earlier. Barefaced whiskey happened to show up on my Twitter feed, right? And I just quote tweeted it and said, "Oh, 8 days into sober October, and I miss you so much." And there was, for me at least on Twitter, an outpouring of kind and positive, if somewhat concerned responses.
Yeah.
I just want people to know I'm not like struggling, like, oh God, I need a fucking drink. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. I like the taste. I like being drunk, but that's not the problem that I'm experiencing. End of every week, I dull my senses and slow my cognition to a great degree by drowning myself in alcohol. Okay. Turns out, over the rest of the week, I don't fully recover till I'm doing it again. And I've kept myself pretty fucking stupid, apparently, compared to what my max is, because every day I'm getting more and more aware. I'm getting smarter and smarter, and I can see how ridiculously stupid so many people are. And the ones that aren't that stupid, how fucking cowed and just blasé and sometimes willfully blind. And
Apathetic.
it's, oh God, it's
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's just making me angrier and
Well,
angrier and
there's a
angrier.
reason. There's a reason that phrase exists. All it takes for evil to prosper is for good men to do nothing, and it's so easy to do nothing, especially when it's death by a thousand tiny cuts. You're not
Yeah.
even aware that it's happening. You're not even aware that it's happening until you wake up one day and you realize, holy shit, what happened to John? Oh, John, yeah, they sent him off to the COVID camp because he tested positive. They have COVID camps in Australia now.
Mhm.
Tim Pool's been mentioning this several times now in his streams and in his videos. Some Australian dude, they walked up to his door, they knocked on his door and said, "You tested positive for COVID. We're here to take you to a COVID camp, essentially." And the guy goes, "Oh well, I hope it's a mistake. I guess I'll get in the van with you." I'm like, do you not remember 1930s Germany, man? Like, you don't remember what happened to people who just willingly got into fucking boxcars? No, I'm not. I'm being a little bit sinister in my thinking. He's not going to go off there and be, you know, put into a gas chamber or anything like that. But the point is, there are
Yeah.
people now in camps who are, dependent on armed guards and other people to feed them, house them. Like, they're essentially gulags, except that they happen to be in the outback. See you in the gulags. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. They're essentially gulags. And they're not necessarily gulags for wrongthink or gulags for, going against. It's just some people are like, well, I'm vaccinated. Well, you tested positive anyway. You've got to go. Like, it's insane. It's absolutely
It's
nuts what's going on in Australia. And if you don't think it can happen here, you're fooling yourself.
I, I fully believe that when it happens here, people will just be okay with it.
Yeah, you're
Right?
probably right. Because one, the CBC is going to carry water for the Liberal government. They're going to make it like it's not a big deal and it's just one of these other measures that we have to put up with. And everybody's doing their part, and good for you for being, supportive. Hopefully, this ends soon. That'll be the most critical part about it. Hopefully, this ends soon. Um, yeah, it's. And did you hear that somebody? Well, it's completely like in terms of slippery slopes. Remember how with Bill C-16, Jordan Peterson was talking about this is compelled speech, and people are going to be fired or fined or put in jail for misgendering. You've of
Yeah.
course heard about this situation now. I think it's in Canada. Yeah, it's in Canada because it was the
A
Human Rights.
father in BC who
It was
refuses to
BC.
call
That's
his
right.
daughter his son.
Where
He is now in prison.
some guy was being a bit of a shit at the office to a new hire who was like in their third week of probation and was calling her sweetheart and sweetie and pinky and stuff like that, and misgendering her. And the Human Rights Commission said, doesn't matter that she was on probation. It doesn't matter what you say she was fired for. She was fired because you misgendered her. No, she was fired because of the way she reacted to somebody making a mistake and how she escalated it. But they're saying no, because that was all related to her status as a transgender person. So we make special considerations in this case. You're in violation. You got to pay $10,000. You have to change your policies, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, so we're there, you know, but.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't read all those details about it. I just read that there was, some $30,000 fine revolving around the misgendering of a person. And it's the human, is it the Ontario Human Rights Commission?
Yeah, each
That,
province has their own HRC.
yeah, they've basically said that misgendering a person is a violation of their human rights. But that only makes sense if that person has a right to determine the words that come out of my mouth.
Right.
That's the actual
C16
implication.
indicates they do.
Yeah,
right. So
somehow somebody else owns my words, which only makes sense because I don't even own my body.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. You don't even have ownership of your body, and you certainly don't have any determining in your child's body. If your child, your children can be taken away from you if you say, "Look, son, you're not a girl. You're confused." And by the way, I think maybe you should wait to get the vaccine. You're only 11. Oh, the state will take your child away, vaccinate him, and chop his dick off. Yeah, it's it's clown world. Melina, I think, can hear me. She's still awake, but I've been looking a lot at New Hampshire. A lot.
There's I take the dog for a walk, and there's a car parked in a driveway from New Hampshire. Their license plates say "Live free or die."
That's their motto. I was just looking at a map the other day of counties in New Hampshire that have a municipal mask mandate or mask policy.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I don't know, like 170 something counties in New Hampshire. It's a small state, but they're broken up into lots of counties. One has a mask policy. One. The rest of them are like, it's up to the business. They can decide what they want in terms of their mask policies. We have our recommendations, but you can do whatever you want. One state has a policy and it's on the border with Vermont. So it's probably right next to a big city in Vermont. And they're concerned about people coming in from Vermont, spreading it. So I can understand that. But even still, they took our rights and freedoms. Welcome, Haroon Musa. I don't know who Haroon Musa is. Do you recognize Haroon Musa?
Yes. Haroon Musa is one of the people who routinely gets unsubbed from me and has to find me again by only if they can remember, because I'm not sure if it's a guy or girl, only if they can remember the exact spelling of my channel name.
Tegan Alexander Osmond got unsubbed from me, eh?
Really?
Yep.
What the fuck?
I know, right? We're two minuscule channels. Why are we, why does it doesn't make sense, but it's funny. I put out a video or I do a live stream and I get a couple of subs, and then immediately the next day I lose a sub. It's like they're determined to keep me under 400. I don't know why 400 is a magic number, but for whatever reason, maybe it's things I say in a given video. I don't know, but
I don't know. I don't think it's 400. I think it's wherever you are right now, because whenever I upload content, just before it goes live, I lose subs. So it's not like somebody watched it and went ugh and unsubbed. It isn't ready yet, but I'm uploading content, so they unsub a few people just to let me know you're not allowed.
Yeah, we don't want your kind of content here. Are you on Odyssey, by the way?
I think I am. I set one up. I don't like it. I don't like Rumble Live.
Here's the thing. You go to Odyssey, you set up an account, you can link your YouTube account in 2 seconds, and every one of your YouTube videos automatically mirrors there. Okay. The only thing that doesn't is your live stuff, because I look at my entire back catalog is on Odyssey on my account, except the live stream, except the Ammu-Nation. So, but I mean, and I think they have live stream capabilities, so maybe it might be worthwhile, doing a couple more live streams and announcing, hey, as of such and such a date, live stream is now going to be over on Odyssey. Set up your account there, start watching us there. I don't know. Just a thought.
I will look further into it. Got a long weekend here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm certain fairly soon I won't have a job. So,
You think so? I don't know.
come what, middle of this month, if the federal employees aren't vaccinated, they'll be put on leave, ultimately being terminated if they don't get vaccinated. I assume they're going to put screws to private businesses. Private businesses are already allowed to do it.
Private
Uh,
businesses are already initiating the policy. I'll tell you a little bit about my business now. Thankfully, nobody knows where I work, and I'm not going to divulge that because
mhm.
I don't need people dealing with me through my place of employment. But the policy is this: as of November 1st, we have an HR platform that is Google based. So we go to this platform through Google,
Mhm.
and we are expected to be uploading our vaccination status credentials in there by November 1st. And if you don't, they haven't said what's going to happen if you don't. I assume this is for people who either are in a customer facing position where they have to go and directly interact with customers, um, or they're going to be coming into the office. So if you want to come into one of the facilities or the offices, you have to be vaccinated. Your status must be as vaccinated. Now, some people can't get vaccinated. Some people don't want to get vaccinated. But my understanding is they're going to be putting in a system where you can get rapid tests. If you have a rapid test status that indicates that you're not infected, then you can enter the facility. The problem is if it becomes at cost of the employee, then it can be expensive, and then your principals now have a cost to them. Thankfully, I'm remote, so I don't have to worry too much about going into the office and declaring I'm vaccinated. But on principle, I'm not going to do it. And I emailed the information email address for this policy, and I said, hey, first off, I want to know what legislation that allows you to ask for personal medical information of your employees. Second, what is the next steps for noncompliance for whatever reason? For somebody who's working remote, somebody who's in customer facing, or whoever. If failure to comply, what does it result in? Will you be having, please explain or please tell me. So my guess is, November 1st is coming up. My guess is by the middle of the month, they're probably going to have some sort of a email blast where they're just answering some of these questions, because I guarantee I'm not the only one putting questions like this forward. And my guess is they're probably going to go the PCR test route. So
PCR test.
now I hope it's not that swab that goes up your nose, because man, that hurts. It doesn't feel good.
I'm told anal swabs are just as accurate, if not more so. So if that's the route that my employer wants to take, oh sure, okay, no, we don't ask for proof, but you have to be tested. Someone's gonna have to shove something up my ass twice a week. All right, that's it. I will.
Are there any cute girls who work at your office? Just say, okay, I don't mind doing the anal test. Just she's got to be the one to administer it.
Doesn't matter who it is. It's just got to be a hardship, as much of a hardship for them as it is for me. That's all.
Just make sure you, like, before you're going in. So on a Monday, don't wipe for the 2 days of the weekend. As long as you're not leaving your house, you don't care, right? You don't want to be walking around with stinky pants when you go out on the weekend. So stay home for the weekend, but don't wipe anytime you use the toilet. Then they have to deal with your stink. Anyway.
Something I thought earlier this week, I had made a video. It was a bit of I think we discussed it on a live stream too. Bit of a hot take, some people thought, right? When I had said that basically every left wing idea, position, policy requires not only a sense of superiority and self righteousness that I know what's best for society, okay, but also the mentality of a rapist that we're going to implement this, whether you like it or not. You're
And it's
taking
for
part.
your own good.
I don't need your consent. Okay.
Yeah.
Some people thought hot take, but look what's happening now.
Yeah.
This is going inside you or else. I heard someone refer to it as the Harvey Weinstein of medical procedures. You want to keep your job, don't you?
Yeah. See, this is the thing. Like, and I was talking about this to a friend of mine, our friend looking after our dog because we're in Montreal this weekend. And she stopped by to pick up the dog. And I was saying, like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, what is the purpose of these vaccine passport mandates when people who are vaccinated can still get sick and still spread it? Like, they can still carry the virus and spread it. Like, versus what we were doing for the last 18 months, where if the restaurant was open, you just had to wear a mask and don't show up if you have symptoms. What is wrong with don't show up to our restaurant if you have symptoms? That seems like a reasonable policy. And it's something that people should be able to get on board with. You shouldn't want to go out when you're sick anyway. You should be staying home. And to my friend said, well, then people should just get the vaccine. I'm like, but they shouldn't be forced to get the vaccine, I said. And she said, well, they're not being forced. I'm like, the consequence of not getting the vaccine is equivalent to forcing them. It's coercion.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to be able to engage in regular society. That's not coercion. You can't go to a restaurant. You can't go here. You can't get on a plane. And she said that. Well, what are you going to do when you have to fly somewhere? I guess I'm not flying anywhere. Now, I hope all this gets resolved before we're supposed to go away into Antigua in 2022. But who knows, right? I might be driving to Antigua. Yeah, so it's a mess. It's a real mess. And it's not right. And I use the term medical apartheid. And the problem is that anybody who hears it that isn't on board with this type of thinking that I have, they scoff at it. And then I have to like unpack it and break it down. Like, well, what about medical apartheid is ridiculous to you? You've got one group of people who are considered clean and healthy, and they're allowed to engage in normal society, and another group of people who, for whatever reason, have been deemed they are not capable of existing in wider society in certain circumstances because they have made a choice or they're in a situation where they can't get a specific medical procedure. That's not medical apartheid?
It absolutely is.
But I guess the term is just it kind of goes against the grain of what they're thinking. I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to think about it in that sense because then they'd be forced to think badly of it. And right now they're all on board. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pull up an image here to share with people because it's going to be hopefully somewhat enlightening. Fill the dead air for me. This quiet offense, Slanesh.
Oh, okay. Fill the dead air. I got a new hat. I was telling Irving before the stream began, we came to Montreal this weekend. We got some family obligations this weekend. And we have these little like rest stops all the way along the highway called En Route. ON as in Ontario, route, right? And they have these little shops in there. And every time you go into one of these rest stops, there's a shop that has Canada emblazoned memorabilia, like sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, that kind of thing. And I saw this hat and I'm like, you know what? I like that. It's like this like grayish black. It's got this sort of tan maple leaf on a shield. And then the underside is like this tan beige thing. And I'm like, that's a nice looking hat. And I have a million hats at this point. I never used to wear hats, but now I'm like, it's better than combing my hair. So I bought the hat. And I think it's going to be a new ritual. Every time I go somewhere on the road, on the highways, and I stop at a rest stop, I'm probably going to buy a new hat. What are you sharing with us here? 10 stages of genocide. What's genocide? Oh, genocide.
Yes. Okay. So, classification, symbolization, discrimination. Obviously, that's happening. The unvaccinated aren't allowed in bars, gyms, etc. Right? But dehumanization. Step 4, people are equated with animals, vermin, or diseases.
Right.
This is actually happening. Justin Trudeau himself is literally doing this by saying, we're not going to let unvaccinated people put the vaccinated at risk, implying that just their presence puts them at risk. They don't have to be infected. They are the disease.
Right.
Right? That implication has already begun. Okay. And, oh, well, we're not at the point of extermination, so it's not a big. It's
Not
like
yet.
people don't want to learn from it. People don't want to remember that we have to stop. Like the concept is nip it in the bud. We
Right.
know the process. We see the. I tried to describe it to somebody this way. It's a staircase, right? From the first floor to the second floor. The second floor is the end stage of Nazi Germany. We're on the third staircase, stepping onto the fourth staircase. When someone says it's not fair to compare it to Nazi Germany, you're saying it's not the same staircase. I'm not being hyperbolic or disingenuous. It's them. We haven't exterminated anyone, so it's not actually happening. It's not.
That's just it.
It
And,
only goes one
here's
direction.
the thing: people talk about Nazi Germany in the past tense, like, "Oh my God, what a horrible, genocide." You do realize that nobody realized there was a genocide going on until the very end, right?
Yeah.
So, for all we know, I mean, this is sounding conspiratorial. For all we know, there are genocides going on, and we won't find out about it until the truth comes in. I mean, the fact of the matter, you take a look at what happened in New York and Michigan with the old people. You had the governors of those states basically issuing a death sentence to old people by saying infected people, put them in nursing homes. The area where people most at risk of dying from this disease are. I mean, if that's not an attempt to kill off a bunch of old people, I don't know what is. It was even against CDC guidelines and policy. They said, don't fucking do that. You're going to kill them. Do it anyway. Never mind, we've got, a hospital ship in the fucking Hudson's Bay. Never mind that we've got the Javits Center, with the temporary hospitals there to treat COVID patients. No. Send them to the old age homes.
And this is the best part. Then they gave Governor Cuomo an Emmy for killing 35,000 elderly people.
Good for him. I mean, I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, okay, so now he's on the outs because his conduct with someone in his office, right? So basically, he's resigned. He's been brought down because of shame. I'm wondering if it's just a matter of like, you know what? Look, he should be brought down because of what he did to the old people, but the political fallout from doing that would be too much of a feather in the cap or too much of a bolster to the people we disagree with. So we have to take him down for something else. Let's take him down for being a piece of shit. We'll Me Too him and get him out of there for Me Too him, because we're as pissed off about him killing old people as anybody else, but we can't give our political opponents a win.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. But I mean, according to him, they're doing it because he's Italian.
Yeah, that's it. Because Italians are what. So what you're saying is Italians are borderline date rapists? Is that it?
No. See, it's not date rape. He's just Italian.
He's Italian. You're right. It's all Italians are lewd and lascivious. I mean,
Yeah.
Dean Martin wrote that song "Standing on the Corner." Do you know the song "Standing on the Corner"?
I'm not familiar. No.
So "Standing
I
on the
never
Corner." Let's see.
cared
I'll do
for
my
that
best
guy.
Dean Martin here. Get your lighters out, folks. Be ready to light them up.
Ooh.
Dean Martin, great Italian songwriter and singer.
Dino
A famed
Martino.
comedic duo, Martin and Lewis. He wrote a song and performed a song called "Standing on the Corner." And the lyrics of "Standing on the Corner" are: standing on the corner, watching all the girls go by. Standing on the corner, giving all the girls the eye. Brother, you can't go to jail for what you're thinking. Give it a whirl, give it a try. Standing on the corner, watching all the girls, watching all the girls, watching all the girls, boom, boom, go by. So it's basically about standing on a corner and eyeballing girls and checking
Yeah,
out their
yeah.
skirts if you get the opportunity, kind of thing. Anyway, I hope you love the musical segment of this program where I did my
It was
best Dean
beautiful.
Martin impression.
Oh yeah, it's fucking amazing. Ah,
So Cuomo imagines himself to be a young Dean Martin standing on the corner.
yep.
Oh well.
Oh no.
You say Pox was coming by at some
He
point?
might have fallen asleep. He had a big day, you know.
Oh boy. Oh
That's all
well.
right. I sent out the link to a couple others. We'll see if anyone pops in. I didn't get hard nose, so
I don't know if Melina will hear me if I ask this. Hun, what time are we going to this thing tomorrow?
I don't know. I think it's we have to be there for 2.
Okay.
But I still don't want you up that late.
No, I know. I just finding out what time our obligations are tomorrow.
yeah.
I shouldn't stay on too long. I hate to leave you.
No, it's
But I want to leave people wanting more. I just sang for them, and now if I stay on too much longer, I'll wear out my welcome.
just don't sing anymore. We'll be fine.
There you go. Yeah, I noticed that the chat went completely dead when I started singing.
The chat, the chat's been dead a while.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. We got people trickling in and out and in and out.
So for Sober October, you're doing okay with it then. You're dealing with it just fine. Are you a little bit more on edge? Are you finding that you're less patient with people?
Oh yeah. But but it's not that I'm just expressing myself more honestly, I find.
Yeah.
And it's actually been very freeing, right? To be second class and sober and just angry, because now I just don't pretend. I just don't like put on the congenial, I was in retail for a long time, so I know how to like present myself as, hey, how you doing? Let's just I'm just not doing that anymore. Right? It's like, yeah, what's up? How you do? People ask, how are you? Yeah, how are you?
You respond with, I'm good. You respond with, how are you?
No. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm well, thanks. How are you? No. It's just like, yeah, how are you? You really don't want to know how I am. Trust me. You don't want to hear it.
What welcome, Craig Bragg? I don't know.
Oh, wear out your welcome. What welcome?
There you go. All right. Thanks, Costin. Appreciate that.
Smart ass. Oh yeah. No, it's okay. But I don't think anyone's gonna pop in and you're not gonna stay here too long. So I did want to talk about Greg Wycliffe's video, not the one that dropped today, but the musical piece that he dropped a little while ago.
Oh
I think
yes.
about a week ago, week and a half now.
I commented on it saying it was brilliant. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey dude, I hope you get COVID and die. And
did you see the one with it was like if the health representatives were honest?
Oh yeah.
That one was great.
That's the one that takes that wicked left turn at the end after
about
12 minutes. Oh god. Oh yeah. I don't know, where does he find the time? Like what's really funny is the way he costumes is so good because it's so like generic social justice warrior that he's playing that song and he so looks the part. And it's so nondescript that, like, literally, if he did a credits at the end, it would be like social justice warrior number 3, Craig Bragg. Like, like he's playing an extra in their world. Yeah. It's really, I really like it. And but yeah, that the whole song and the tweets that he had collected to show people. Like, I really started thinking like about people's built-in assumptions, right? That I think when asked, uh, are you a good and compassionate person? People don't really like give the idea much scrutiny. They don't look back over their whole lives and weigh and measure. I did this thing. I said this. I behaved this way, especially not honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And so their knee-jerk reaction when asked is, yeah, of course I am, because that sounds a lot better than not really. And so that built-in assumption now infects every other logic and destroys the conclusion. So if they think, what's the word? What was I getting at? That, oh yeah, it leads to the what's sometimes referred to as the genetic logical fallacy. If it comes from the source, then it is the same as and of the source. So if I am a good and compassionate person, my built-in assumption, then all of my ideas and desires are also good and compassionate. So when I go out and tweet, hey, you should all get vaccinated and do the right thing, the only reason someone would disagree with me is because they must therefore be a bad and discompassionate person.
Right.
So when I wish illness and death on them, it's fine, right? Because I'm good and compassionate.
Right.
It doesn't matter that wishing
And I'm wishing
disease
illness and death on somebody who's evil, so therefore I'm doing good. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it doesn't matter that engaging in that is actually obviously objectively discompassionate.
Right.
They've already built in the assumption and they can't get around it. Like, it creates this cognitive block that they cannot accept that anything they think or do is bad or discompassionate.
See, that's weird. Maybe it's, I don't know. Is it something that's indicative of the age of the internet? Are people just more reactive and less reflective? Because the internet sort of makes it like social media and the internet, the way it exists right now, kind of makes it so that reacting is rewarded because you're going to get retweets, you're going to get likes, you're going to get responses, right? So if you react to something and you don't reflect on it, then you get that endorphin rush. So I think people, they kind of put aside their compassion and decency because they get an endorphin rush by being pieces of shit and just going boom. But also, I think you're right in that sense because people just assume that they are good and compassionate because they were taught at a young age, be good and compassionate, and they were never really brought to task when they weren't, right? Again, that might be generational. I don't know. Here's the thing. If somebody asks me, Craig, are you a good and compassionate person? My response immediately is, I try to be. I'm sure I fail in many marks. I think it could be more good and compassionate. I know I let bad my negative emotions get the better of me sometimes. I know I can be careless with my words. So am I a good and compassionate person? I'm trying. How about that? But then if somebody says, Craig, what principles do you believe? Then I can say definitively, I believe in freedom. I believe in this. I believe in that. And it'd be very, vocal and very, very adamant about it. I'm very sure about what it is I believe. Where I am on a moral scale, where I am on an ethical scale, I can't say for certain. I try and be as best I can, and I try and interact with the world based on principles, and I believe my principles to be good. So,
yeah, compassion is overrated, says Fox. Hey, I sent this guy and this guy links. They're not in here. I don't know what's going on. Also, stalemate. Hello, thanks for coming.
Stalemate.
I have a couple of
life, liberty, and the pursuit of victory. There you go.
What's
the IB stand for?
No idea.
Irritable bowels.
Don't do that to stalemate.
When I see IB, I think irritable bowel. That's all I can think of.
I do have some thoughts on this thing about the internet age and where you're going. It's okay. I've noticed with some people that we have all the world's knowledge basically compiled into this thing that we can stuff in our pockets and access at a moment's notice. Right?
Yep.
So for many people, the internet has replaced knowing. I don't need to know this because I can always look up a YouTube video that's going to explain it to me. I don't need to know how to change a tire because I can pull my phone out of my pocket and someone will tell me how to do it right then and there. And I don't
Right.
have to remember it. The experience doesn't have to mean anything to me because I can just pull it up again. So it's not so much like that. I mean, I'm sure the endorphin rush thing is part of it, but also I don't have to introspect. I don't have to reflect. I don't even have to remember because it's all there in this little thing in my pocket. And I guess that's what Elon Musk was saying about how we're already basically cyborgs with this thing in our pocket that does a lot of our thinking for us. And it does it if we want it to, it can do literally all of our remembering. It takes all the photos of the party and like again, I don't have to remember how to change a tire because I can just look it up again. Right. That remembering, that collection of experiences is what makes you a person. At least according to some of the philosophers, right? But if you don't actually have to remember them and keep it all inside, you don't ever have to reflect. You don't have to introspect.
Yeah, I mean that's a valid point. I think you're right. Having these amazing devices at our disposal have made us lazy. It's also, it's also indicates that education needs to be changed to incorporate the fact that that information is readily available to us. There is value in knowing, being numerate, being literate, obviously, because these tools are useless to us unless we have a basic understanding of literacy and numeracy. But I've been saying for a while, I think education should be completely overhauled. I think the idea of, going to school from the time you're 5 to the time you're 18, 13 years of your life, 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, I think that's a mistake. I don't think it's worthwhile. I think, especially given the age now where, we don't use these things as tools, we use them as crutches, right? And education does not inspire people to learn things. Education teaches people a list of rote facts and procedures in order to pass a test and get a diploma. So education should really be like and I may have said this before, I may be repeating myself, education of young people should really be to establish a level of competent numeracy and literacy and a basic understanding of civic responsibility and, maybe historical knowledge, just a basic, so you know where you came from basically. And you know what the environment you're living in is all about. Beyond that, any other education, any other instruction should be done, at your own pace and in your own, through your own desire. It shouldn't be something that is, put upon you and say, this is your job until you're 18. And you better get used to it. And you better like it. And it doesn't matter if, what you're studying doesn't interest you at all. This is what you've got to learn anyway, whether or not it has any relevance to you or anything you might be interested in pursuing in the future. But hey, Pox.
Your mic's off, just so you know.
Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah, I was waiting for you guys to pull me in. What's going on, you leaf fuckers?
Just lamenting the loss of a country that may never have actually existed.
Yeah, do you guys know whose floorboards you're hiding under next month?
Well, Craig won't have to.
I'm coming down to Kentucky.
Hey, bring it, man. There's plenty of room in my basement. It's just you, the wife, and the dog, right?
It's me, the wife, and the dog. We have a cat too, but that cat
Well, you're gonna
seems
have to
very-
leave that. No felines in this house. Sorry,
the cat
bud.
seems very much at home with my mother and father. So, and I'm sure they'd be happy to keep him. So yeah, it'd be just me, the wife, the dog, and me. We'd only be hiding under your floorboards for a little bit until we can get on the Underground Railroad to New Hampshire. Because
That's cool. Now there is a barter system. Me and Irving were working on. Do you have a sister?
I do not have a sister.
Oh, well,
Good.
we're gonna
I have
have.
a
Well,
brother, but
we'll
he's
talk
married.
money later.
It's
There
good.
you
It's
go.
good though. That
Money-
means my
money's-
the
I can do money. I hope you accept our Canadian plastic money.
That just means that the offer of my sister is still on the table now. So
You know?
it's all good. It's all good. Oh, how you doing, Pox?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Kind of excited. We're going to Renaissance Fair tomorrow. It's Viking weekend.
Nice.
Yep.
That's cool. Are you getting dressed up, or are you just going there to laugh at all the nerds?
Just going to hang out, man. Check it out. I go the last 3 years. I've gone every year with the kids, and this is the first year that my oldest is actually excited about it. I had her captivated, explaining Viking armor and all this other stuff earlier today. It was great, man. I think
That's
she's
cool.
finally getting to the age where she's getting into like the history and weaponry and all that stuff. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. Whereabouts is it?
It's the Ohio Renaissance Fair. It's in, I want to say, Waynesville, Ohio.
One of the big
It's
ones.
like
right?
it's pretty good ways away from me, but yeah, it's one of the big ones. They've got like a whole little village they set up. They open it up every year. It's great, man.
There used to be one near me in Milton, and it was every summer it lasted for the entire summer, and yeah, they had all. It was basically a permanent little village, but it was only open during the summer. It was great. I had a great time there, but the people who owned it decided they didn't want to own it anymore, and they couldn't sell it, and then they just eventually just shut down. But it was a really fun time. I used to love going to the Renfest.
Yeah, that's pretty much how the one we're going to is. It's like it's a whole like all the structures are permanent and everything, and they just open it
Yeah.
up during the
Do
fall.
they have jousting? Do they actually have guys on horseback with
Yeah,
jousting and stuff?
I'm actually springing for the comfy seating for the joust this year.
Nice.
It's like $10 person. And they've got like a little, box set up on the other side, and then the on one side, and then the little arena, and then on the other side, it's like a big open field where all the plebs sit.
Yeah.
And then one thing that they're having this year that I'm really looking forward to is there's a. Have you seen? It's basically MMA, but in full armor with blunted weapons. Have you seen this?
Oh, it's called HEMA, Historical European Martial Arts Tournaments. Yeah.
Yes, they're having a group from Cincinnati called the Cincinnati Barbarians there this year that are going to put on a few shows. I am looking so forward to watching a bunch of fucking giant men beat the piss out of each other with steel weapons, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I'm just hoping it's actual fight and not a bunch of choreographed nonsense.
Oh
You know
no,
what I mean?
No, they get
practice
into it.
Swordsmanship and fight. Oh
Well,
yeah.
I know the guys
You're
that are
a-
into it is, but at the same time, it's like, you're not gonna see somebody. I don't think I'm gonna see somebody get their fucking head knocked off. You know what I mean?
No, but
no.
like they hit each other.
They
like,
hit each other hard. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you aware of the YouTube channel Skullgrim?
Yes.
Yeah, I watch. I love that channel, man. He does
Yeah, he's
historical
great. I love
weapons and tests
Skullgrim.
for blades and stuff like that. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. He's got a great. He's out in Nova Scotia now. Him and his wife moved out to Nova Scotia. He used to be in BC. Moved out to Nova Scotia.
Is that why he finally started doing a few firearm videos not too long ago?
He's done firearm videos in the past, but yeah, I mean, I should do some firearm videos. I have like 3 new guns that I haven't even shown on. I haven't even really test fired very much.
Shooting range isn't on the Vax passport list, so whenever you're ready, invite me out.
And you know what? It's open to guests now too. So
Yes.
well, you know what? In the coming weeks, you and I have to go to that restaurant in Oakville
Yep.
and then hit the gun range.
Damn straight.
I think
Let's
that's
get
a
it
good
done.
idea. We should meet up in Oakville and then go to the gun range afterward.
For sure. Yeah, no, and we'll even if they'll let us do video.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people would mind. Like, it's basically there's there's nobody monitoring it. It's it's an sort of an honor system that you're going to obey all the rules. So as long as somebody there doesn't mind me videoing while I'm shooting, then I don't think it'll be an issue. If someone says, "Hey, dude, I don't want to be on your camera. Get it
Oh
out of
yeah,
here." Then sure, no problem, man. I'll move it. I'll make sure you're not on it, kind of thing.
yeah,
But
exactly.
anyway. But you know what, boys? I'm glad you popped in, Pox, because now I don't feel so bad about popping out. I have a family obligation tomorrow, and I need to get to bed, and I don't want to stay up too late and keep the wife up. So, you guys have a great night. Have a great rest of your stream, Irving. Thanks for indulging me. Thanks for letting me dominate it. I feel bad for
No,
singing
not
up
at
your
all.
stream and killing everybody's ears. But you guys have a great night, okay?
You
You
too,
too,
man.
my
Take
dude.
care, but
So long.
Take it easy. Oh yeah. So here we are. It's hell on earth here, man. And
it's
no one
how
gives a shit.
how bad is it? Like, I mean, it's not Australia bad yet, obviously, right?
No, and I was saying earlier that I don't think it ever will be because people will just go along with it. Like there won't be the mass crowds pushing back against police. Like, did you see that video of fucking Australian Rambo?
Oh yeah, the dude who just keeps fucking tossing cops around and like juking through the crowd.
Pinballing through the crowd. He stumbles at one point and just uses the momentum to spear that cop. Like, we're not going to see anything like that here. People are just going to comply.
Well, what happened to your them boys in Alberta that you're always talking about that are supposed to be super badasses? Why aren't they doing nothing?
I don't know. I mean, if there was big things happening in Alberta, our mainstream media wouldn't be covering it, and our new media, internet independent media, isn't big enough to reach people yet. Like, I haven't seen anything like that. But yeah, like it's what's the word? Like their premieres back and forth on freedom, no lockdowns, freedom, no vax passports, freedom, not right. And so they keep giving him the chance, right? Thinking that he's going to straighten out, but I don't know what's happening, and I don't know how it's going to
Dude,
end there.
nobody fucking knows what's happening anymore, man. Like, we're only okay. Look, take solace in this. It's about to get fucking cold outside, right? Nobody wants to be out in the streets acting wild or fucking doing anything while it's fucking cold out. So as far as people freaking out and like, I don't think we have to worry about Antifa and them right now. But next spring, holy shit, I expect things to explode everywhere.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
like,
mean, being cold here doesn't stop anyone.
fuck, it'll stop a lot here for some reason.
Oh yeah. But
I don't know, man. You should be happy that your government decided to go full authoritarian, man. That means the acceleration continues. You're a little bit closer to the fucking rebellion, dude. It'll happen. It'll happen.
It won't.
Well, you have to be the voice, Irving. You have to go. You have to be the fucking crazy guy out on the street with like a sandwich board, screaming about the government and shit. Yeah, I'm serious, man. Like you have to be that guy.
The
At this
older,
point,
better
if
success.
anybody who says they want to make a legitimate change in any country, it doesn't matter where the fuck you're at. Like you have to be that dude now, because that's the only way it's gonna work. It's the only way you're gonna motivate anybody to do anything.
I can't reach anyone either, right? You know, like my social medias are all all fucking suppressed. Talking to people on the person, I used to think that I was actually doing something by talking to individual people, having the conversation and opening their eyes to it. Turns out
No, that's not going to do shit. You know why?
that's
Because most people are only the people that you're talking to are only interested in the conversation. They're not interested in the action, my dude. That's why it doesn't work. That's one of the things that kills me about like there's so many people online, right? Like like in the Sargon crowd and the old skeptics and all these people that they all have this big talk about, yeah, we want to, this all sucks and when this needs to change and blah blah blah. But then when it comes down to it, dude, none of them, like Sargon, I give points because he at least fucking tried to get into politics. It was a big fucking joke, but that's taking action, right? Like he did something. He knew.
Yeah.
Like I can respect that, but most of these people, none of it. And that goes for fucking everybody, even just the random, not even the people with the YouTube channels, just the random shit posters you talk to all the time online.
Yeah.
They don't have the fucking will to take any action, dude.
No, I mean, here's the other problem. I can't be that guy. I have too many skeletons, whether it's political or just some sort of spokesperson. If it ever actually got that big, I would immediately be decried for what is a terrible history.
Do you tell them to fuck off and you keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, but
at this point, it's not going to be much longer before the media smears and shit ain't going to work, dude, because it's happening too fast where they'll try to smear somebody and then it comes out that it's all bullshit. Like it's happening within a week now. Like the media will pick a target, like, oh, such and such is a crazy blah 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 right wing Nazi blah blah misogynist whatever. And then a week later, it's like, oh yeah, well this is all bullshit and the sources were all fucking retarded and none of this actually happened. And you know what I mean? It's people are getting done, man. They're done with it all.
fucking Ajax. Come on, Irving, you could take down Canuckistan by yourself. All you need is a slingshot and a road flare, and the military will fold.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is David took down a giant with a fucking rocket on leather strip. All right, if he can do that, you got this, my dude.
Yeah, and there's a buddy Kyle Zero here. He happens to be in the GTA, and he's asking me where the protests are in Toronto every Saturday at Queen's Park, and our mainstream media doesn't cover it. And Facebook probably suppresses it, and Twitter probably suppresses it. So you're going to have trouble finding the information. But 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. every fucking Saturday. And it's not like a few hundred people. There's like thousands and thousands of people there, and no one's covering it.
Have you been to any of them yet?
No.
Oh,
And
dude.
now I'm like, okay, I have to literally go out and do it. And I also have to start going to all of the as many of the restaurants as I can that are what's the word, resisting the vax passports, right? Openly too, not just the ones that are quietly doing it, the ones that go, we don't discriminate, and put a fucking poster in the window. And there's actually a bunch of them. But
You ever considered going? Okay, go to the protest this weekend, man. Make that what you're gonna do tomorrow. Go to the protest, take a camera with you, ask some questions, and talk to some Canadians, dude.
I told you it's actually Thanksgiving weekend here. We have.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, next weekend then.
Yeah. And got one guy from work, right? I saw his InfoWars T-shirt. I was like, we have
Based.
So yeah, so we're gonna try and hit some protests, hit some restaurants, and with Craig too. Like we're gonna get some of this done.
Hell yeah, man! All the best. Seriously though, whose floorboards are you hiding under?
No, yeah. See, like I mean, there's some ridiculous fucking shit in the rules and restrictions. Then I'm not even sure what they are in Ontario or in Toronto because the province and the city have their own different rules, and different provinces have different rules. Like, oh, you can have this many guests in your house unless guests from outside the household are unvaccinated. Then you can only have guests from one other household. Well, I live in a house with vaccinated people and I'm the one that's unvaccinated. How long until they start saying you can't do that and they pull me out? They tell me I can't live here anymore.
Fuck, dude. Who knows, man? I don't know, man. All I can say is I pray for Canadian boys right now.
See, and that's what I mean is like guys like you and some of the other people that I met on the internet used to make fun. Like, haha, Canada, you silly, stupid country with your
I'll still make fun of you now, but
I
I might make fun of you guys a little less because yeah, it's it seems like it's turning into a pretty dire
Yeah,
situation up there.
that
But
you
at
and
the
those
same
people.
time, it's becoming a pretty dire situation down here too. Like we're our thing right now is fucking supply lines are breaking down all over the fucking country right now. And nobody really wants to talk about it, but yeah, like talk to anybody about when they went grocery shopping and ask them what wasn't on the shelves when they were there. I guarantee you they said there was way less canned goods and fucking non-perishables are starting to get sold out. And meat, you might as well not even fucking try to buy meat right now, dude. Like it's insane. The price, like it's there, but it's only there because nobody can afford it. You know what I mean?
Right. And, yeah, like I mean, and you can then get into the conspiracy theory stuff about, Klaus Schwab wrote a book called The Great Reset
Oh,
involving
ever
disease
since Greg brought that up the last time I was on your guys' show, dude, he's everywhere. He's right. Craig fucking nailed it. Carl Schwab is the devil, dude. He is the Antichrist.
Oh yeah.
Like like Soros levels and beyond, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's because like George Soros just wants to make money. Evil
Yeah.
as fuck. He'll disrupt entire nations and destroy like bankrupt their economy if he can make another billion. Klaus Schwab wants control over your life.
Yeah.
He wants you to live in the pod and eat the bugs and own nothing. You'll rent everything. Well, if you're
And you'll
renting
love
it, that
it.
means
You'll
somebody
like it.
owns it. You'll love it. And people see this and they don't believe it. They call me a conspiracy theorist because I believe Klaus Schwab when he says he's going to do what he says he's going to do.
Yeah, right. It'd be different if it was just your local crackhead mouthing off, but you're talking about a fucking dude who's got money, power, and connections. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. World Economic Forum. Right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, and here Ajax is saying what the age alphabet agencies are going full Stasi on parents that question the school boards.
Oh yeah, dude. So I had an incident. I had the school resource officer had to call me. My kid refused to wear a mask one day. I had to go pick her up from school. And fucking I went slick the fuck off on this poor woman that they made call my house to tell me that I had to come pick my child up, and she got an earful about how our governor's a piece of shit and everybody that works at this school is a fucking coward and blah 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 for like a good 15 to the point where they had to have the school's resource officer call me to make sure I was okay. Like I was going to come down there with a fucking weapon or something over a paper mask. Like, yeah, there's the people in positions of, hard air quotes authority are really fucking sketched out right now, dude. From on all levels, like local up to federal.
It's see, but at least in the United States, there is resistance at the government level, right? That you have New
Well,
Hampshire and Idaho's and Texas's and Florida's that are following that who would have thunk it that Scandinavia, right, would be completely open, completely unrestricted, and declared COVID's a bad flu. We're living with it now, right? But at least you've got some people in power that are doing it. We don't have anybody.
how does that happen? Like what do you guys because I know you've got a million fucking political parties. Like how is there no opposition to any of it?
They're spread too thin, right? So
So these parties can't form like coalitions and fucking voting blocks based on issues like
no, they can, right? But the only significant party that's actually against vaccine passports is the PPC,
and they're the
and
Nazi party.
and they no, actually the NDP, the New Democratic Party, used to be called the National Socialist Party of Canada. They're the literal
Based.
Nazi party. No, they're just socialists.
Yeah,
But
of course. I mean,
yeah,
fuck, it's in the
no,
name, yo.
but the PPC like literally tripled their support in terms of number of votes from the last election,
But it's spread out all throughout
spread
different
out so
provinces.
thin that they didn't win a single seat.
Ugh.
Right. So getting more than 5% of the vote now gets them actual federal funding and stuff like that, which is another step. But again, it's just too few people spread too thin over this massive country that I'm glad people are still hoping. I'm glad people are still, Craig just bought a brand new hat with a Canadian with the maple leaf on it. I don't fly a leaf. Fuck that noise.
Damn, dude, that's sad. You were like the hardest fucking Canadian nationalist I knew for a long time.
Yeah, but now that I'm sobering up, I can see like it's not a country of sheep. It's a country of fucking cows. Like just so cowed. And like I don't believe that fluoride does this to your brain and all this shit, but when people say that fluoride stare, I know what they mean now. I can see it on their faces. I'm clear enough to see these people just like blindly staring into nothing.
You know, it's weird, Irving. Most people drink because they're doomers, not to prevent themselves from being doomers. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Oh.
Yeah, welcome to fucking reality, man. It's been like this for a long time. It's just the escalation hasn't been like it has been over the past 6, 8 years, 10
Yeah.
years maybe. You know what I mean? And now
Yeah.
it's I don't know. It's gonna be a fun ride, dude. I hope they keep going. I hope they keep pushing it all over the world. Keep pushing these mask mandates, dude. We will be we'll have fucking medical hijabs that you have to wear. Like, dude, this is great.
Well, did you see that there was a 4chan post of someone talking about how it's the new religion, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's it.
It's been like that forever. Like, because the atheists all apparently became scientists. Like, not like scientists like doing lab experiments. I mean, like science zealots, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And they don't know the first thing about it.
It seems that way. Yeah.
They have
I mean,
yeah,
not that
they
I
have
have room to talk. I'm not exactly educated. You know what I mean?
no, but like that their mindset is the opposite of science, but they just worship the science.
It does seem to me that science involves asking a hell of a lot of questions and a lot less of oh yeah, this guy said it is what it is, so that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
There's this weird thing that's been coming up lately, like that the science on this is settled. Motherfucker, science is never settled.
No, that's
You're
that's not how it works.
you're supposed to be encouraged to attempt to disprove every fucking thing. God, and they just I don't know. Oh. So cheer me up.
Cheer you up.
Yeah.
Dude, good luck. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work because I'm Mr. fucking Gloom and Doom over here. Hold on, let me get back to my computer. I'm sure I can find something that's ridiculous enough to make you laugh.
Oh. Yeah, this like Kyle O, yeah. I don't know. Are you a new sub? I don't remember seeing you around. Guy throws his fucking Facebook out there publicly. It's fine because I mean, like, I only got a handful of subs, and very few of them actually get the notification. So it's not like this is gonna like blow up your Facebook or anything. But you people are fucking crazy. What the hell? What kind of audience do I attract? But yeah, I keep on seeing a lot more protests though in Oshawa and other places. In Markham, Ajax, yeah.
Here you go. Check Discord. I got this. This is a a little bit of a white pill for anybody who's in Australia, at least.
It's going to take a second for the Discord to open up here. I just
Yeah. So
want-
okay, so one of their sergeants, I guess, on the Victoria Police over in Australia quit and did it on, I guess, national television over there.
Oh yeah, and she's that
That
sexy
blonde
looking-
chick with the
yeah,
glasses.
Yeah, I had caught a little bit of it. She will no longer enforce COVID mandates. Yeah, that's one step, right? Like we've got a handful. I think it's actually the Metro Toronto Police that won't respond to calls involving vaccine passports. At least so far, they've said they wouldn't. But give me a second. I wanted to address Kyle here. I see Kyle. I would love to do something locally. Yeah, no, I mean, if you're in Markham Ajax, that's not too far from Oshawa. You can get out to their protests, and you know, you look like a young dude if that's actually your picture. Like you crazy bloody people that put your pictures and names up on the fucking internet. Uh, organize something. Find like-minded people and try. I mean, there's another YouTuber in the area, Tegan Alexandra Osmond. We made some jokes about trying to organize like a flash mob for demasking. Just get as many people who are down as possible to like go to a Walmart all at the same time, and then just like set the alarm and boom, rip off your masks. Get a bunch of people to just take their masks off and continue shopping. Something stupid, but see what would happen. So yeah, if you're actually, good night, Six. Thanks for coming by. But yeah, Kyle, if you're still there,
Take care,
definitely
60.
look up Tegan Alexandra Osmond's channel, and yeah, like you're not too far. You guys could definitely. I'm like 40 odd minutes, almost an hour away, but I'm gonna actually have to start like doing something more than yelling at the internet and trying to talk to people at work and in the neighborhood, because that didn't fucking do a goddamn thing. So yeah, I'm down. You drop me a line in the Facebook comments, or not Facebook, in the YouTube comments. And yeah, I'll definitely try to organize.
Dude, you should design a Kekistani Canadian flag hybrid and march under that banner. There you go.
Just replace the leaf with the Kekstika or whatever it's fucking called, swastika.
Fuck it. It's been the meme's been dead long enough. Fuck it, bring it back, make it cool again. It'll be retro, dude.
I know.
They have serial killers now, dude. Like that's pretty dope. You could get juggalos into being Kekistanis now.
I just can't bring myself to fly the fucking maple leaf.
I mean, I feel you. I mean, I really do. The way shit's going here, I'm kind of. I don't feel any kinship to my countrymen anymore. It's the best way that I can put it, and it breaks my heart. But that's where I'm sitting with the way I feel about the state of my nation.
See, but did your countrymen decide that you were second class in your own country, and how are you?
Bro, I've been like fourth class my whole life. What are you talking about?
Are you barred from certain places for your class status?
I mean, look, there's places you don't go. You know what I mean? You're not officially barred from them, but you just know you ain't supposed to be there. That's so. I mean, take that for what it is, I guess.
I'm not allowed in gyms.
Fuck it, dude. Invest in some fucking workout equipment, dude. For real. Home gym master ratio.
I just do push-ups. Push-ups.
So okay, so what all is it? Basically everything where there can be more than like 3 or 4 people in a place.
Not yet.
That
Not, and I say that not flippantly. Right now it's literally bars, restaurants, movie theaters, gyms, and concert venues. Anything.
why is it all? It's all so anything recreational. You're just fucking axed out of.
Basically anything where you would normally consider taking someone on a date. This will drive wedges between couples who are vaccinated and unvaccinated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I imagine part of the point. But also a lot of Canadian media outlets have been posting these polls on different social medias. Oh, do you think the vaccine passport should be extended to any quote non-essential location? And then they keep deleting it because they keep getting solid no's. Right? They get
Wow.
they get rated with like a 70+% going no, and they delete that because they keep claiming that 80 something percent of Canadians agree with the vaccine passport. They support the vaccine passport. And then when they publicly go to extend it, they keep getting a no. And they're going to push for it. They'll skew the polls the way they do by sending it in emails to people they know already support the Liberal Party or the NDPs, and then present those results and use that to move forward with barring us from more and more places.
Do you think they'll go as far with the poll rigging like that as they did with the first Trump run?
Well,
Where it was like, oh, they've got an 80% chance, and it was almost exactly the opposite when it all came down to it.
yeah, like I mean, like that's the polls that are presented. They've always been skewed, right? And they're always skewed in favor of Democrats, and they're generally, when they are wrong, they're wrong within the, what do you call that? The margin of error in favor of the Republicans, because they literally do that. They admit to doing it, that they find registered Democrats, and first they poll more registered Democrats. Then they email people that they already know support, like that signed up to join, like, hey, yeah, send me a poll. So it's not difficult to make polls look a certain way, and then the government acts on it, especially when the whole government is already corrupt, right?
Mhm.
Like I said, there are no people with seats, no parties with seats in our federal government that don't support this. So all they need is the illusion of public support, and then they'll pass it.
I don't know, man. Fire cleanses everything. That's all I'm gonna say. At this point, look, I've made it past fucking black pilled. I don't even know what the fuck you'd call my mindset right now. I just want it all to burn and get over with so we can just get back to rebuilding. That's gonna be the fun part. Like, y'all have fun tearing it down, but for real, look, after the nuke war, if we survive, we get to rebuild it any way we want, which means warlord status, right? For at least a while. The first round of survivors, fuck yeah, dude, it's gonna be like ANCAP Dreamland, right?
Fucking ANCAP.
And then it'll then the march towards civilization will just begin again, right? That's where I'm at. That's what I want to see. Just fucking, I want a fucking what are they calling it? The global reset or whatever the fuck they're calling it.
The great reset.
I'm all for a great reset, but it's got to be done with fire. Indiscriminate, dude.
Beyond black pilled. Do you want to call it void pilled?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That sounds cool as fuck. Get on my level. Get void pilled, yo.
Well, you are a big brained Giga Chad, from what I can see.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm jaded, but it's been like I'm almost 40 years old, man. It's been decades of the same shit and the same march towards oblivion, dude. That I can just and anytime there's any strides made towards maybe turning around or going in an opposite direction, it is killed so fucking quick, dude. Like you remember when the Tea Party was getting big down here, right, in the U.S.
Yeah.
Ron Paul got that started. I was all for that, and then like slowly as it started to become more mainstream, and they got the actual party, Republican Party involved. That was when it took it down. Dude, they cut the head off of it. Dick Armey took over. Glenn Beck kind of fucked it up because he was promoting the shit out of it, and like, I mean, say what you want, but it's fucking Glenn Beck. You know what I mean? Like, and I've just seen that happen over and over and over again, dude. As soon as something's getting ready to catch on, boom, co-opted. Like, and there's just I don't know, in those situations, the machine you're fighting against is so sophisticated you don't even stand a fucking chance. You know what I mean? When it comes to propaganda and covert subversive bullshit.
See, and I used to feel an urge to make arguments against that kind of idea, and now it's like, no, I've been fooling myself.
You're literally trying to fight a fucking, essentially at this point, a cosmic mechanism that's been in place for, depending on the age of your country, hundreds if not thousands of years. Like, you're not, good luck. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
literally
like
trying to fight fucking ancient evil and shit. Like, have fun with that.
The internet was supposed to be the tool that changed all of that, except that people don't use it for that, right?
It was billed as that, man, but it never really was. You got to think the internet was essentially a military creation. Come on, man. The people that made the fucking thing are going to be like, yeah, look, it's this new thing that'll help you fuck us up. Do you really think who does that? Like, these people, they make what seems like dumb decisions sometimes, but they ain't stupid.
No, yeah, I'm not saying they would promote it as such, but they definitely did build the means of their own destruction. Just nobody seems to care to use it for that. Instead, they care to use it for fucking cat videos and showing off their fucking trip to Belize and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
And then they still only pay attention to the mainstream, what some people call legacy media. Right? And just listen to the lies. Because this was one of the greatest quotes in human history, was not made by a philosopher or politician or some great thinker. It was overheard in a bar, I think in Boston. The truth is like poetry, and people fucking hate poetry.
Well, I mean, not wrong.
Yeah, here's
dude.
The tech elite tried to close Pandora's box, proverbially speaking, and succeeded to a degree. Yeah, right. We can go out on the internet and say anything to as many people as we want, but they've literally shut us down into little echo chambers and then accuse us of being in echo chambers when they actually made it happen.
Yeah, like I said, okay, look, the internet as we know it today, the mainstream internet, is essentially fucking like 3-4 websites, not counting all the news agencies and shit.
Right.
It's basically fucking Facebook, Twitter, and a handful of other janky ass social media sites, right? You realize that the big one, like Facebook, was funded with CIA money, right? Like, you can't, like I said, they're not going to fucking be like, hey, here's this amazing new technology that's going to improve the world and totally give you the ability to fuck us up. Nah, dude. All the shit you're seeing now was the end game for social media from the fucking beginning, dude. I mean, think about it. You have a Facebook profile or a Twitter handle and shit. You're essentially making a log of all these little fucking passing thoughts and shit that you have throughout the day, or little shit that you think is funny, or whatever you post on fucking Twitter and Facebook. Facebook's the worst though, because you're literally creating a fucking dossier on yourself. You know, these are all the people that I hang out with. This is what I'm doing day to day. Oh, I can tag my location. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's and people just walked into it willingly instead of doing the thing that was right there in front of them. They did this.
I can't see you because I'm in my basement, sir.
Oh. Oh no, yeah, no. Instead of using the internet for an actual free access to infinite information, they just used it to lock themselves up again.
Well, I mean, it's like television, dude. It was always a tool meant for distraction, ultimately. Because even without social media, most people use the internet for fucking porn. That's been a thing since the internet was AOL. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, like what porn it makes like 90% of the content on the internet, including the dark web.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
that's why, like, maybe not the more extreme guys, but I totally fucking can get behind the whole fucking stop watching porn movement. Like, you should really fucking knock that shit off. Grow the fuck up, man.
So I think we should stop there. All the hour and a half of political talk. You know what? Just stop watching porn. We're done.
Yeah, that's it. Stop watching porn and learn how to shoot a rifle. You will fucking thank me later, guys. I'm telling you. Go to the rage, quit jacking it.
You don't need porn if you have guns.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Thanks for coming, everyone. The handful of people that are stuck it out to this point, we're down to 3 now. Good
Poor
job.
bastards.
Good job. We'll see you in the next one. Good night, all. Take it easy. Oh, you got anything you want any other streams?
Fuck no, dude. I don't, dude. I have a life now, man. Single dad life is kicking my ass. I am so busy all the fucking time now.
Yeah, but you said you got the itch, so I'm gonna try and invite you as much as possible. You just let me know.
Yeah, if I'm around and I can make it, dude, I'll hop on.
All righty. Okay, so now you know where to find Pox. Right here.
God help you.
God help us all. See you in the gulags. Good night, guys.